Hello, everyone. We got a big direct yesterday, as of this recording, so we're going to go ahead and give you our thoughts on it. I'm Matthew.
And I'm Chris.
And welcome back to the show. So, just like old times, we're talking Nintendo, theorizing stuff. Let's take this right from the top. So, first of all, what do we got here? We got WarioWare Gold coming to the 3DS with 300 micro games, which I looked it up. That's about 50% more, maybe 40% more than the original game, which had like 220 or so, 215.
Yeah, from the sounds of it, this is actually my preferred way of doing a remake. I'm kind of iffy on remakes in general if it's not really adding anything new to the game, but this looks like it's more of a best of WarioWare kind of thing. Yeah, which is really, I think, the coolest way to do it. We saw a similar thing with Rhythm Heaven, where they had the, it's like you take
Mega Mix.
Yeah, the Mega Mix, where you take the best of all the previous games and you put them into one package. So
and you add other games.
Yeah,
on top of that.
So even someone who's a fan of the series will still get something out of it. But people who haven't played the other ones get to experience all the best stuff in one package. I'm kind of excited for this. I actually think they could adopt this same approach with some other series they have. Like, they've kind of done it with Mario Kart with like the tracks.
Yeah, they did just do the top 100 games for Mario Party.
But 100's not that many for Mario Party.
That's true. That's true. And also, it was on the 3DS instead of the Switch, so
yeah.
To get multiplayer, you got to get a bunch of 3DSs. It was kind of a weird thing. They should do, like, 300 games in Mario Party with several boards and stuff. That would be really cool.
Yeah, take, like, the best boards, the best games from all the Mario Parties and throw them together. And you could even have the two game modes where they have, like, the everyone in the same car sort of thing, but they have the classic gameplay, too. I think that would work really well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think WarioWare Gold is. I like the way they're doing this too, because I enjoyed Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix, and of course this is by the same team that did that.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on, we got Dylan's Red Heat Breakers coming to 3DS. I've never played a Dylan game. I think it's kind of one of those lesser-known new IPs, but I hear they're pretty decent. So I don't really have a whole lot to add to contribute to that.
They're saying it's a tower defense style game with action elements in the gameplay, like. You remember liking Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, My Life as a Dark Lord?
Oh yeah, that was fun.
That's like kind of tower defense-ish, because like you're making these floors that, deal with the enemies that come at you. This could actually add an extra wrinkle to that, where not only do you get to set up your base or whatever, but then you get to go around and fight the enemies, as Dylan, which would be pretty cool. So I'm kind of interested by that.
Yeah, I kind of like tower defense games myself. I haven't played a ton of them, but I enjoyed what I played.
Yeah.
And what you just said actually reminds me of Dragon Quest Builders, which I've been playing a lot of lately. That they have monsters attack your base, and you can go find them on foot, but you can also build stuff around it to keep them out in a way.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the Switch game. Okay, next up we got Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey coming to the 3DS in 2019. Oh wow, okay, that's a little ways away. So I like the Mario and Luigi games. I'm not so sure on the remakes. It feels like the art style hasn't really aged very poorly or anything from the Game Boy Advance games. I mean, they still look fine. The sprite works very smooth and everything. So I don't even know if I'd say I prefer the way the new games look, kind of with that rendered look. I think in some ways, the original style kind of had more exaggeration and more like squash and stretch to it. But I did like the original Bowser's Inside Story a lot. I thought it was a really good game. But I mean, I don't know if it's kind of a weird choice for a remake, I think.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of the series myself. I played the first one, so to be fair, I haven't played Inside Story, but I guess the first one struck me as being overly simplistic. I didn't get much character out of the world, and some of the writing is fun, but I don't know what to make of the Bowser Jr.'s journey. Do you know anything about that?
It looks like it plays kind of similarly to the extra mode they added in the previous game, where you have like a Goomba. But I didn't actually play the remake, so I don't really know about that. But this would be a perfect time for me to talk about how I don't like Bowser Jr. very much. You know who I did like? The Koopalings. And then Miyamoto came around and said, hey, the Koopalings aren't Bowser's children after all. He only has one kid. And there are just so many things that bother me about this. First of all, it just works as the Koopalings being Bowser's kids. Like, it was an endearing thing. I guess it was like a localization idea or something. In the Mario 3 manual, these are Bowser's kids. But I don't know. I felt like it really expanded the world of Mario a lot. That Bowser now has all these these minions, and he's sending his family after you. It's fun. Also, if they aren't his kids, what are they? Yeah. They're not Koopa Troopas. They got like spikes on their shells. They're not Hammer Brothers. They look like Bowser. They got his big fleshy lips and his big fleshy hair, which you think is fleshy, right?
Yeah, big meat flaps.
Meat flaps. Yeah, Koopa Troopas don't have hair. Like, what are they? What are they supposed to be? So I guess they retconned that, or they clarified that was to just make them Bowser's generals or something. But I don't know. It's dumb. And then Bowser Jr., I have another problem with him. They just took the design of Baby Bowser from Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, and stripped it of everything that made it cool looking and called it Bowser Jr., and he's just super generic looking, and a lot of people still can't tell the difference because they still call Bowser Jr. Baby Bowser, right?
Yeah.
They're like, I'm going to play as Baby Bowser because it looks just like Baby Bowser from Mario World 2. I don't like it. It's a big mess. They messed it up. They messed up Mario.
I see you have some feelings around this, Matthew.
They messed it up, man. I don't like it. All these decisions. Anyway, let's move on. Detective Pikachu. What is this? What even is this game? What is this thing?
I honestly don't know.
I'm all worked up now. He's a gruff Pikachu. He's like, hey, we're gonna go smoke some stogies. He's like a baby Huey Pikachu.
Yeah, it's like Boss
Baby Huey. Is that who I'm thinking of? No, Baby Herman. Sorry, Baby Huey. Baby Huey's the big duck. Baby Herman from from Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
He's like, hey there, toots. That's Pikachu now.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like a mystery game, like Ace Attorney.
Yeah, that could be fun.
It could be fun. I think if they have a good story, that'd be fun.
So I've looked into who's developing the new Luigi's Mansion remake, and I can't find a good answer for it. But the reason I was curious about that is because Next Level Games, who's done Dark Moon, Metroid, the one nobody liked, but I thought was actually pretty good. Whatever it was.
Federation Force?
Yeah, that
right.
one. And they also did Punch-Out for the Wii, which was great. Matthew and I have really liked their work, and we're kind of interested to see what they're doing next. I don't know if they're the ones in charge of the remake. If they are, I would consider that a waste of their talents. Like, if you're just doing a remake, just give that to somebody else, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I guess we'll have to wait and see for that. But, it's a remake.
It is a remake, but the thing is, they're making remakes for everything right now. And part of me is okay with that, and part of me is not. So, on the one hand, I agree that, the Wii U was a failed system, so let's port all of the games over to the Switch. Like, I got it. Great. Wait, you're not going to object to that?
I was just waiting to see where that was going. It sounded like you were going to say, on the other hand, the Wii U was so fun. and historically, it's criminally underrated already. And it had a wide berth of fantastic games that were overlooked.
Yeah, but so I don't want I would prefer that remakes do not overwhelm the development of actual new games, which I'm kind of worrying is happening now because we're getting like tons of remakes, and we'll get into this more in this podcast because there will be more to talk about. But I like new things that are innovative, and that's one thing I haven't liked about the Mario and Luigi series. It just doesn't feel interesting to me after playing Mario RPG and Paper Mario. It's just kind of dull to me.
So you'd rather have a Paper Mario remake than a new Mario and Luigi?
No, not really.
I don't know. No. I'm deliberately misinterpreting your words here. I'm doing that annoying thing that people like to do, where they're like, "Oh, gotcha." Oh. No. I agree with you, but I want to add something else. I feel like as a Wii U owner that was, very active with my purchases and stuff, and supported Nintendo during those times, I feel a little miffed. I feel like, this is my thanks. You're gonna go ahead and port Tropical Freeze with Funky Kong, and now I gotta pay $60 to get the best version of Tropical Freeze, which I'm not gonna do, by the way, because by and large, I'm also pretty soured on remakes for the most part, or ports, I guess it would be in this case. However, I will say this: I think the Switch has a lot of quality original software already. So I don't really think there's a problem per se with there being ports and remakes as well as new content, because it hasn't really had a drought yet.
Yeah, and using ports to fill in that that blank space, I think is great, especially because okay, I was kind of joking about, ripping on the Wii U because I really like the gamepad and the innovation behind that, but a lot of people didn't play those games. So I think it makes a lot of sense for them to, touch them up, add a few things, and bring them over to the Wii U or to the Switch.
From a business perspective, yeah, I mean that.
But also for a game perspective, like if you never owned a Wii U, then wouldn't you want to be able to play Tropical Freeze and all these other games?
I guess, but I don't like how it's kind of losing its identity. Like if I'm gonna look back at it in 20 years or so, and it's like it's almost like the Dreamcast, where all of its best games have been ported to other systems. So why own a Dreamcast anymore?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just it seems like a really picky thing. But I've got 7 Nintendo home consoles hooked up to my TV like right now that I could turn on any of them. It's kind of aggravating to have supported it so much, and now it's just kind of like I feel like I might as well have just waited to buy a Switch and gotten all these games at once, in their best forms.
I mean, yeah, but all the people who didn't own a Wii U who are really enjoying the Switch right now, I feel like that's almost like saying, I would prefer you guys don't get to play these games. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. I don't know. I guess not. I mean, I'm glad more people can enjoy Donkey Kong and stuff. I just maybe they could throw the Wii U owners a bone or something. Oh, here's a good idea. Have some sort of they have the proof that you've bought games. They've got the little code in them, or they used to for a while. Just or it's on your My Nintendo account. Like remember how you would register your games?
Yeah.
Just have people that have registered Wii U games be able to get the new ones for free.
But the thing is, you can buy a lot of those old games for really cheap now, so people would just buy the Wii U game for like $10.
Don't say that part. Stop. If they hear that, they're not going to do it.
I don't think they're going to do it anyway.
They're not going to do it. Nintendo is listening to this, and they're thinking, that's a good idea. That's how they talk. They talk like, I don't know what that is. That's how Reggie talks now, apparently. But he was about to do it until you mentioned that loophole.
Oh, that threw him off the idea.
Sorry. All right, let's move on. Okay, right. So Kirby. I'm pretty excited about Kirby Star Allies. It's a Kirby game, you guys. It's a new Kirby game. I used to make comics about Kirby. Some of you may know. And now they brought back the animal buddies and the Gooey and Marks, who is psychotic for some reason. You can play as him, which is cool.
Yeah.
But someone's missing. Someone's missing, Chris. A specific friend of Kirby who should be playable, especially since they have the artist ability in the game already.
Oh, Adeline, where is she?
Yeah, where is she?
Huh?
Where'd she go?
That's weird.
They gotta bring her in. Now they did say there are more playable characters coming soon, so I hope Reggie, who's still listening to this podcast, of course, takes note that we'd like to see our favorite artist pop up, and I don't mean no paint roller. Yeah, that was like the proto Adeline in Kirby's Adventure. He was like the second boss, and he painted stuff, and it came to life.
But see, now what's gonna happen is that they'll hear that, and then they'll go, "Oh, paint roller. Oh yeah, we should put some squidlings in there, or what are they called? The Splatoon guys.
Oh, the Inklings.
Yeah,
the Inklings in
yeah.
there. We should put some Rabbids in there.
Yeah, Rabbids make everything better.
I think Rabbids are gonna be in the next Smash. Oh wait, we haven't gotten there yet. All right, let's keep talking. So there's Okami HD. I thought Okami was a little wordy. I really liked the way it looked, but I couldn't quite finish it.
Yeah, it was a little slow. It was neat though. I enjoyed what I played, but
it was pretty. I like Clover.
Yeah, but I think they could have still trimmed up some of the dialogue, maybe just kind of compressed it a little bit, and it would have been better.
A wee bit, yeah. Octopath Traveler. So I didn't get to talk about Octopath Traveler on this podcast. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I found the demo really promising. I put in a few hours into it. I played through both of the stories. I thought the visuals are great. I love the... It's kind of like pixel art, but it's not like lazy pixel art. It's like really... it's got like dynamic lighting and everything. It's really a nice look, I think. And that's kind of both nostalgic and also, couldn't be done before like this generation or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought the soundtrack was great. I thought the battle system was a lot of fun. This is by the guys that did Bravely Default. And that was I didn't play the full game of that, but I enjoyed the demo well enough. But I thought this one in particular, I think this game has potential to be something really special. My only real complaint was with one of the stories. I found Ulbrich's story, who's the warrior, kind of just dull and not really interesting at all, to be honest. Which is unfortunate. That was the first one I played, and I was kind of like, oh man, I like so many parts of this game, but I don't like the story and dialogue. But then I played the dancer's story, and I thought hers was a lot more interesting. It was kind of bleak, and it was kind of dramatic, but I was really invested in it. There was a really despicable bad guy.
Yeah.
And if the rest of the game can keep it up with that level of involvement and intrigue, then yeah, I'm down for this. I may even splurge for this Big Fat Edition, I believe is the official name for it, where it comes with a CD. That's always nice. A map and oh, it's got a pop-up book. That's pretty funny. Oh yeah, I see it there. That's like a little diorama. That's cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
That is cool. Very nice. Very nice. All right, so I'm gonna keep my eye on Octopath Traveler, despite its weird name. It used to be called Project Octopath Traveler, and everyone's like, that can't be the final name. But they just dropped the project from it, and there it is. So weird name, but shaping up to be a cool game.
I didn't play the Bravely Default games. They seemed intriguing to me. Like it seemed like they were kind of trying to recall some classic RPG mechanics and style. Did you play those games?
I played the demo of Bravely Default for about maybe 4 or 5 hours. It was pretty good. I wasn't as drawn in by the story, but I liked the rest of the game well enough.
Okay.
The story is pretty important for RPGs. I'm hoping they really deliver. You know, there's 8 different characters in this new game, and each one has their own story, their own personal story, and their own abilities and stuff.
Yeah.
So you play as each one separately, and I imagine they eventually meet up. The game before Bravely Default was Final Fantasy IV Heroes of Light, which was like an old school style Final Fantasy game, and then from there they went on to Bravely Default, and now they're doing Octopath Traveler.
With Square's remakes, they've kind of tried to come out and like recapture the past in some way, but the impression I've usually gotten is that they have a really weird, distorted vision of what people want from a classic RPG. So they go way back to like, the NES days, like, oh, we have like really simple characters, really simple stories, like repetitive combat, like, and that does not appeal to me. That's not what I like about RPGs, but they're like, oh, people want old school RPGs, so that's what they go to, which is what the 4 Warriors of Light kind of looked like to me. Yeah,
I think I got that impression too, that it was supposed to be more like Final Fantasy 1 through 3 rather than 4 through 6.
Right, right.
And I use the actual numbers.
Good for you.
Good for me.
I would give you a cookie if I could.
But yeah, I kind of wish Octopath Traveler's real name was Final Fantasy 16, and everybody would go, whoa!
I agree with that.
That would be cool. It actually reminds me a lot of the way Final Fantasy 3 looks.
The graphics are great.
6 or whatever.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, so pretty cool. The next one is No More Heroes, Travis Strikes Again. I'm not really sure what to feel about this one. It feels like not really a No More Heroes sequel, but more of like a spin-off kind of game, like a different kind of game. I don't know. What do you think?
I like the developer, Grasshopper. They've made some cool games, and Suda51 is really interesting, I think, as a personality and so I'm sure it'll be innovative. The series already does a lot of like cool mini games and really changes up the gameplay a lot throughout the game. I like the variation in styles that it's doing. A bunch of segments of the game at least seem to be designed around different types of classic arcade or video games. So you have like different eras of gaming that are represented in different ways, which looks pretty cool. That's one of the more interesting things from this presentation to me, because it's not a port, it's not a remake. It is, part of a series, but that's fine. I'm on board with that.
So we're getting Dark Souls remastered. I might try it out. I don't know. I've never played it, but they have like a demo thing, so that's cool. It's got an amiibo.
Yeah, I'd recommend it. I've played a little bit of Dark Souls, not as much as I'd like to, but it's not like a repetitive grinding game. It's like if you play well and you're smart about things, you can like figure out challenges before they kill you. Because if you just kind of barrel forward trying to hack and slash, you get killed all the time. So it's kind of a smarter, very hard dungeon crawler.
Okay. Yeah. Like Gauntlet.
It's like the new Gauntlet.
All right. Boy, we got to move this along. Look at all these games. Okay, so Mario Tennis Aces. They went into depth here about with the new mechanics. I mean, on paper, they look pretty good to me. Yeah. I guess time will tell if it's like there's something that like they're too stop and go or they're too broken or whatever. But it seems like they tried to go for a balance between, kind of flashy moves, but also like balancing the game to where it's not, so crazy or super reliant on them. So I guess, I'm more intrigued about Mario Tennis Aces than I was before the Direct. I think Camelot kind of had a big whiff with the Wii U one.
Yeah.
Mario I forgot what it's called, but it was like really bare bones, and everyone kind of blasted them for it.
Yeah.
So might be cool.
Isn't this the game they were gonna do a single player like story RPG mode for?
They say that every time, but they don't get it. Every time they're like, "This is gonna have a new, more fleshed out single player," but everybody wants the RPG elements from the Game Boy Color games and the Game Boy Advance games.
Yeah.
That are actually like you're walking around this world, you're talking to NPCs, you're leveling up your different skill sets, and you gradually play better as you level them up. Then none of the new games have that. And I don't know why Camelot doesn't understand this. But they keep thinking people want like an expanded single player mode, but not the RPG elements. It's very, very simple. They want the RPG elements. They want the created character, the world map that you walk around, the NPCs you talk to, and when you win games, you get EXP, which you can then use to level up your different skill sets.
Yeah,
it's pretty simple.
I agree, and honestly, that's the only thing that would really get me interested in Mario Tennis game, because I've played Mario Tennis before. It's fun.
But Chris, the gameplay.
I've played it before, though.
Well, I guess that's why they focused on these extra mechanics.
Yeah,
because if it's really super good,
I don't know.
It's super good.
Yeah. In a nutshell, this game looks good because it has Waluigi's hair, but on the other hand, if there's no RPG mode, I'm not gonna play it.
You gotta have extra incentives.
Yeah.
Gotta have those extra incentives.
Hey, my time is valuable.
It's not enough to just have fun for Chris.
Nope.
He's gotta have fun and get treats. Get treats. Get a Skinner box. I'm just busting your chops. I'm just busting. No worries. I'm making fun of you. I would like an RPG mode as well.
Yep. And then so the next game that they announced is Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Yawn.
Another chunk of the Wii U's soul fades away into oblivion. Gets absorbed by the Switch.
Yep. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm fine if every good Wii U game comes to Switch. I have no problem with that at all.
No, I have problems. I have a lot of problems. I also have problems with the Wii U games coming to Switch. But all right. Speaking of ports, we're getting Undertale. So I can finally play that. Everyone's been telling me to play that. They're like, "You like Earthbound? Try this game." And I was like, "Nah, I don't want to play on the PC. The PC is gross." But now it's coming to Switch, so I can finally try it out.
Yep.
Crash Bandicoot. These are pretty good. This is a port I'm fine with. You know, we never got the Crash Bandicoot games, right? We never got the platformers.
Yeah, that's like a major remake too. They like, these are old PlayStation games that they've remade with, modern graphics. They
prettied them up.
So yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. There's a game called Little Nightmares. It actually looked kind of neat. I don't know, is this like an indie game? I don't know who's doing it, but got kind of a fun, creepy vibe without being like super gross. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. And then we got South Park. That's the fractured butthole. The whole time I was watching that trailer, I was just thinking, man, they had to scour this game for all the like family friendly moments they could actually show in this trailer, but they couldn't escape that name.
Nope.
I played the original South Park game on the Xbox. I mean, it's not the original South Park game, but the first RPG, The Stick of Truth, on my brother's Xbox. I played a few hours of it. It seemed pretty promising. It's very Paper Mario-esque, and it looks just like the show, and it's got a ton of voice acting and jokes and stuff.
Yeah, I like the graphics and the voice acting a lot. The gameplay seemed just kind of okay to me, but I haven't played it, so it just looked like you're kind of having to hunt around these areas to get the right item to get the next area or whatever. I don't know. It didn't blow me away, but
they're like silly items, There's like poop and stuff.
Oh, well, okay. I might reconsider that then.
There's one part that I saw. It's it might be a spoiler if you haven't played Stick of Truth, but later in the game, you go up to Canada. And the Canadians are always talking like this with their flapping heads, and and everything's all angular. But when you go there in the game, it turns into like this Dragon Quest game, like this old school like top-down Dragon Quest game. Like you're walking around, and you're all pixelated because it's Canada, and it's got playing like an 8-bit version of O Canada. It's pretty neat.
That's pretty cool.
I can appreciate that, like that element of the lore.
Okay.
Oh, the South Park's Canada is always so blocky and simplistic, and they merge that with like that Dragon Quest style. I thought it was fun.
I like that.
Anyway, this is coming out in April, pretty soon. So
cool.
Might be. It's on my maybe list, to be honest. Yeah. We're getting Hyrule Warriors, better than Wii U edition apparently.
Yep.
I like Hyrule Warriors. If you haven't tried it, you might want to try it out. And Splatoon 2 is getting another free update, which is kind of cool.
Oh, it's a free update. No, it's not free.
Well,
$20.
There is a free update and there's paid DLC.
Yeah.
But there's a free update which is adding rank X, a bunch of new gear. Oh. Here's what I want them to add. I want them to add a mode where me and a friend that's, nearby, a co-op friend, can both go online in Turf War and be on the same team every time. That's what I want. Version 3.0 could be just that. They could release DLC that's just that, and I would buy it. But they haven't done it yet.
It seems bizarre that is not part of the game.
I can make a friend room, or I can go into something called League Battle and play a different mode that works differently, but is not Turf War. But I can't do Turf War with a friend against 6 randoms and always be on the same team. It's frustrating because when you go on, you can join a friend in Turf War, but they'll shuffle you around at random, and the odds are against you because there's a 3 out of 7 chance they're going to be on your team.
That's so weird.
3 out of 8. Yeah, there's 7 other players, so 3 of them are going to be on your team, and 4 of them are not going to be on your team. So the odds are against you that you're going to be on the same team. So just add this functionality. Why don't we have this? Maybe they'll add it once we start paying for online. Anyway, the free DLC is nice. I like how they keep updating it. And we have the first paid DLC, which is the Octo expansion, where you can play as an Octoling with extra single-player content. This seems worth the cost. I'll probably pass on it myself, though. I think I kind of had my fill of Splatoon single-player, so I don't really need a new single-player campaign, as it were.
Yeah.
I think that's the word the cool kids are using these days, campaign. All right, so let's get cracking. Let's get down to brass tacks. Are you ready to get down to brass tacks, Chris?
I'm already down to them.
You're down to them? Okay, good. Smash Brothers is coming to the Switch in 2018.
Yep.
Which Smash Brothers? I don't know. Could be the first one. They just said Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, it's a remake of Smash 64 with squidlings.
with only the squidlings. You keep calling them squidlings. It's a remake. So yeah, see that would be surprising. That'd be alarming. I'd be worried about Nintendo stock.
I don't know. Like I thought the original was actually pretty cool.
No, it is cool, but we're just talking about remakes. So let's let these games be. So they started this trailer with the Inklings, and then I knew, Chris. I knew it. I texted you. I said, yeah. I sent you an IM or whatever. I was like, this is Smash, and that was Smash.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it was because the Sakurai is so tricky. I know I'm onto his tricks. You could tell everything's just a little bit smoother than usual. Plus, they just showed like a big chunk of Splatoon 2 stuff. What the heck is this gonna be?
Yeah. Obviously, it was tying them into something. So
yeah. Something's fishy here. Something's fishy, and it ain't just the squidlings.
But it could have been like, now announcing
Splatoon cartoon.
It could be a Splatoon cartoon. It could have been like a suddenly they find themselves in a boxing ring. It's Punch Out with Kidlings.
Kidlings. I like that idea. What you hitting them with your little noodle arms or something, or your tentacles?
Yeah, and you're like painting them. They can't see anything.
That would be very surprising. A new Punch Out.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's Smash. It's Smash again. So we don't know if this is a port or a remake or whatever. Do you have any thoughts on this, Chris? Like,
it's a port.
You think it's a port?
Yeah, it's gonna be the Smash 4. Like, okay, it'll probably be like Smash 4.5. So there'll probably be new characters, all the DLC from the previous game. Hopefully it'll have like some new content, like maybe a new single player mode or something like that. But I would be extremely surprised if this is a brand new Smash game.
Well, here are a few things to chew on. I initially, when they first showed this, I was like, oh, okay, cool. It's they're bringing Smash over. It's a port. They're bringing the Inklings. It's cool, but it's not like, I'm not freaking out like most people on the internet are right now about this, and I'm a big Smash fan. But then I started thinking about it. I was like, you know what? This is kind of a weird announcement. Usually, and pretty much every other time they've announced support of something, they'd show a bunch of footage from the game. They'd say like, hey, here's the game. Look, you love playing as Donkey Kong. Now you can be Funky Kong. They didn't do that this time. They weren't like, look, it's Smash Brothers, it's back, and here's the stages and characters you love, and boom, 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 boom. Oh, look, newcomer coming, Inklings, wow, this is sweet. Now you can buy the game again and have all the DLC. They didn't do that. It's like a trailer that's sort of a little bit cryptic, a little bit mysterious. It's got some weight behind it, that Sakurai weight, and they show the name. Now the name is tricky because they're not going to say Smash Brothers for Wii U, obviously.
No, they'll say Smash Brothers for Switch.
For Switch, yeah, but. That wasn't announced either. I mean, that name wasn't announced either. I'm saying if this is not a remake, if this is a remake, why not have a big blowout and show all the remake stuff? I think Nintendo knew there'd be speculation, so I think they'd worry that they disappoint people if they're like, yeah, it's a port Smash Brothers, but it has Inklings now.
No, okay. I think that it's very plausible that they did it this way because they know Smash is a big deal and people get excited about it. They just probably wanted this to be really exciting. I'm not sure that I don't think you can conclude that they are deliberately teasing Smash 5. If it's a Smash 4.5, there'll be more stuff than just Squid Kids or whatever. So,
okay, this is a fair point.
And I would also say that every Smash game since Brawl, they like draw out the information leak like so long, like years. And if this game's coming out in 2018, we're pretty much going to see more about it in the next few months. So there's not going to be that much of a build-up to it. So if this was Smash 5, I would be extremely surprised because they're not leaving themselves that much hype time, that much, build-up time. So they could, if it was Smash 5, I would expect it to be 2019.
Okay, yeah. I guess what we're looking at here is kind of a gradient. I think I would agree with you in that I don't think they're going to rehaul everything. I don't think they're going to retool the battle system, revamp like all the character models and animations and stuff like that
right.
in the past. Start from scratch, as it were.
Yeah.
I think that would kind of be a waste of development time. I think they spent so much time beyond Smash 4's actual launch fine-tuning the battle system and balancing the characters. So when everybody was using Diddy Kong, they were like, "Oh, we're putting into that."
Right.
And then nobody used Diddy Kong after that. So I'd hate for them to just dump all that. However, you could keep the same engine and stuff and then introduce like new single-player mode, like a dozen new characters, like a third thing I can't think of, like like new UI and stuff, and call it like Super Smash Brothers Turbo or something. Like it'd be kind of like how Street Fighter would have like pseudo sequels, but you're never really sure where one game ends and the next begins.
Yeah.
There's like a mush. They're all mushing together. I think they want to mush Smash into like a paste.
Yeah. So this will be Super Smash Brothers.
Yes. I think we figured it out. So I guess the point is, it sounds like we mostly agree that there's going to be some level of improvement that's more than just the usual remake, but perhaps not enough to call it a full-blown sequel.
Right.
It's kind of in that gray area, the 4.5.
Right. I think the most likely thing is it'll be mostly Smash 4, but with enough upgrades to call it'll be a step forward. It'll be like a.
Oh, you know what they should do? They should call it Super Smash Brothers Switch, and there's a switch mechanic. So like you pick like 3 characters, and you can flip between them. Like one dies and the next one comes in. I've always wanted that, and you could actually do it in Smash 4 through the what's the name of that crazy board game thing? The Smash. Smash board game. You collect a bunch of characters, and then as you die in the final fight, as you lose stock, it'll bring out the next character.
Yeah.
They should just incorporate that into the main game because there's just so many characters. I play Smash Bros. I'm like, I want to play as everyone. I love all these characters except for Cloud. I love all these characters, and I want to play as all of them. And they should let you do that. And it's like switching, and it's a switch. It's a switch. It's a good title.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It'd be like having a Pokemon trainer for every character.
That's right. And I love Pokemon Trainer. I miss that character. You hear me, Reggie, who's still listening, who didn't turn it off when I was ranting about this or that, about the Koopalings.
Oh, you should rant about Mother 3 again.
Come on, Reggie, give us Mother 3. Remember that? How about this instead? Bloop. And he shoots a fireball at the Mother 3 fan, and I guess he kills him. He dies. All right. We'll have more time for speculation on Smash in the future. There's really a lot we could cover there. Let's just close quickly discussing the Ink Squids inclusion into the game. Chris, what do you think of these guys? Their inclusion was pretty much a guarantee, right? They were like 100%.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised that they actually weren't DLC for Smash 4. So that was the most obvious inclusion, I think. I'm curious to see how they work. Like presumably they'll have some ink guns in the game. That'll be part of their weaponry.
Ink up the turf.
Yeah,
and be able to like go into it as an inkling like thing.
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool. I really like having characters that play very differently from the others.
Yeah. I think they have a lot of potential, and I have no qualms with this inclusion. I think there's a terrific inclusion.
Maybe they'll remake Donkey Kong.
Oh, what? Oh, you mean the character?
Yeah.
I thought you meant the game, like a remake of Donkey Kong, the arcade game.
That'd be interesting.
Well, they kind of did that for the Game Boy, and it was great. And as long as Sakurai's at the helm, I don't expect the veterans to get overhauls as much as they need them, like Ganondorf.
Yeah,
it's just not gonna happen. I've given up hope, but I haven't given up hope on Ridley, man. That Ridley, he's coming this time. I know it. We know the Ridley's coming. We know the Ridley's coming. Ridley, man, he's coming. I know the Ridley. I love Ridley. This is silly. I want to kiss him. I want to kiss Ridley. There should be a kissing Smash Brothers game.
How would you kiss something without lips?
He has a beak. There should be a kissing Super Smash kissers where like you have the whole roster, and every time a newcomer gets announced, everyone gets excited like, oh, now I can kiss the ice climbers. And it's like a dating sim, and you get to kiss them. You get to kiss everybody.
You get to smash them together.
You bash your faces, your mouths together.
Smash their faces together. Yeah.
Oh, wait. You mean make the ice climbers kiss each other?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I was talking about like the player would
Oh, I guess you could do that too. Yeah.
Never mind.
Which one would you want to kiss?
Which ice climber?
Which one would you want to kiss more?
Probably the girl one.
Oh.
Although they both pretty much look like Kirby with hair, so.
Yeah, so kind of equal, right?
So hey! Splatoon is the squeeziest game of all of the Nintendo squeezy games. When you squeeze it, juice comes out of the disc. Juice comes out of Splatoon's disc.